It's the War Report coming live every Tuesday at 7 with Steve, Cat, Ryan, the man, and Eric, and the voice of NEW, Vince Perry. Hitting all the topics like a clothesline flurry. Turn up your speakers and hear them out. You can listen from your car, even on your couch. They too raw, who NXT, handing out Smackdowns, follow on IG. Plus, it's sponsored by Tagging Your Day. Go to YouTube and sub now for every update. It's all wrestling here, no safe space. Now listen in, time to hear from some of the greats.
Some people may say, why Ricochet? And I say, why the hell not?
Yeah.
One of the hottest things going today. So damn good at what he does. And definitely the future of this company. This is the War Report, live always every Tuesday night. We've got Eric, we've got Ryan, we've got the return of Kat. We got Amanda will be back on in just a moment, and unfortunately, the voice of Northeast Wrestling, Vince Berry, will not be with us this week, but will be back next week. So we have a lot to really cover, even though some may say, well, what is there to really cover? Because, you know, it hasn't really been great. Just look at the ratings. I want to start off and say one thing. The WWE has millions upon millions upon millions of fans. And even if ratings are going down, their viewership is still high. And a lot of the people that are on social media that are bitching and complaining about the product, most of them are still watching. And if they're not watching, they're reading about it and they're trying to keep in loop with the information. Look, I get the people that say it just hasn't been really that good. Some people say they can't get through the first 15 minutes and they shut it off. And I get it. On the other hand, devil's advocate for a moment, and then I'm going to give it out to everyone else and we can kick this off. My thing is, let's do devil's advocate, right? The WWE tells you that they're going to start listening. And even though it may appear that Vince is still not giving the people the control, right? Let's think about that for a second. The people got behind Kofi Kingston. The people decided that they wanted Kofi Kingston to be the next champion, and Kofi Kingston became the next champion. And mind you, has not lost it yet. I'm not saying this is a run, because let's get through a month. But so far, that title's been on the line, and he has not lost it yet. So they gave us that. People didn't want to see Roman Reigns in the main event for the title. They gave us that. They haven't been putting him in the main event for the title. People wanted to see new and exciting matches. We're about to get AJ Styles, Seth Rollins, which is going to be a phenomenal match, no pun intended. So part of me says they're doing a lot of the things they said they were going to do, and it's not enough. People are just shitting on it left and right. Could the writing be better? Yes, they acknowledge that. They just fired their head writer of Raw. So I think everybody's got to kind of just take a step back and give it a chance to start to, you know, people said, oh, now Vince is going to do this whole wild card, you know, thing. You know, what does that mean? Then this shakeup meant nothing. We have to give it a fucking chance. This is going to create storylines that can continue from Raw to SmackDown like it did a long time ago. It's still just still is the shakeup, but now it does give certain superstars, and let's be honest, it's probably going to be the same few over and over, but it is going to generate new matches. We are starting to see matches we haven't seen. We are starting to get those things. There's new writers coming in. Hopefully that'll make a difference. We've got Bray Wyatt back doing some crazy fucking shit, which we'll get into. There's so many things going on, and yet we all just harp right away on the negatives. But we got to start looking at the positives. Our boys, the War Raiders, the War Raider Vikings, whatever the fuck we're calling them now, are destroying it on main roster. Ricochet is crazy right now. We got to kind of step back and look at both sides. My rant is over. I want to give it out to you guys, see what you guys think. I think, Kat, your first night back started off. What do you think?
I agree a lot with everything you just said, that they are making the changes in a lot of things. My beef is, last night we went 24 minutes before a match even happened. And then when we get a match, it's, what was it, Lashley and Baron Corbin versus
Styles and
I'm like, really? We've seen this 100 times, and I think it's pretty obvious they're sick of seeing Baron Corbin every week. I'm sick of seeing Bobby Lashley even being in this tag team type scenario doing that. So, yes, they're making changes, but there's still too much repetitiveness. I'm not a fan of the Becky Lynch, whatever her name is, Evans or whatever. Lacey, is that what it is?
There you go, Lacey Evans.
I'm not a fan of this storyline at all.
Okay, now let's touch that for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I think she sucks. Okay. Not for nothing, there's women that have been there for quite a while that deserve a spot. Nikki Cross has been now brought up to the main roster for how long? Cross doesn't do anything.
She lost a dark match last night, actually.
That's my point. She had a dark match. Nikki Cross is a better wrestler, in my opinion, than Lacey Evans is.
Better gimmick.
Evans, I want to wring her neck when she comes out. Is she doing a great job playing the face? Playing the heel? Absolutely. She's doing a great job on that. But it's like a chalkboard when she talks, and she can't back it up. So stuff like that pisses me off.
I don't know. See, that's where I get it. I've been hearing that a lot. A lot of people are shitting on this whole Lacey Evans deal. And listen, I was one of them. I couldn't stand the whole just coming out and waving and this and that. But now that she's actually getting in the ring, I don't think she's that fucking bad. I think she can hold her own. And that brawl with Becky Lynch.
I don't know. In the ring, she's okay at best.
Yeah.
She's not bad. She's not
I think
bad.
I liked her when she was waving because she wasn't talking.
She's a channel changer for me. Like, it's not about being she's just a channel changer.
I don't agree.
I can't deal with it, so I just shut it off.
I don't know. I feel like you guys got to give it a chance.
Eric and I both did the same thing. We turned Raw off and went to 911 last night.
Ugh.
I put 911 on, and that was, to me, it was better than Raw. Sorry. I went back and fast forwarded through half of it to catch up. I can't anymore. Sometimes it's getting annoying. But I will admit, though, Vince McMahon was pretty damn funny playing that senile guy.
I'm brilliant.
That was good.
That was goddamn funny.
I love the people on the internet who actually took that seriously. That it wasn't a senile act.
Yeah. That was good. That was good. Let me see. AJ Styles, Rollins. I'm liking that. I will admit, I enjoy that feud. I'm liking it. I'm liking Miz, Shane McMahon in the steel cage coming up and everything. I think that's a good feud going on.
It's cool seeing a cross-brand feud like that.
Yes.
And it makes sense that Shane would be able to access Raw.
Exactly. So that, like I said, as you're talking about, doing the wild cards and people going back and forth, there are, I will admit, Steve, that there are some good things happening, but I just in that standstill part right now of if the good is outweighing the bad on some of this stuff.
We have to just give it a chance to all unfold. And I think once we get to Money in the Bank and we start to really get full steam, I think we're going to see some good shit. And I think we're going to see some changes. Listen, Vince is going to be eventually pinned into a corner because if he wants this Fox deal to actually happen, the ratings have to go up. I mean, at the end of the day, and I'm sorry, I'm a big Goldberg fan, but bringing Goldberg back is not going to be the difference maker, even if it is just Saudi Arabia. You know, the Saudi Arabia deal is just for straight cash. It isn't, you know, it's not going to help the product because it's not going to be a Raw SmackDown deal. You know,
I don't think Goldberg's going to boost the ratings enough to what they want either, though.
I don't know.
You can't put. I'm sorry. Can Goldberg hack it like with Braun Strowman or Lars Sullivan or something, where you put the two big dudes at it or whatever? I don't think Goldberg can hack it anymore for that.
Has Goldberg been a draw since his streak?
Not really.
That's the better question.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think he can do it.
Good old Goldberg. And I don't really understand why they'd be concerned with him going to AEW. It's not like they'd be losing too much.
You want to make money for Fox or whatever and boost everything before Fox, and you want to bring back like people from the past or something, bring back The Rock, bring back Stone Cold Steve Austin, even if it's a general manager type position or something. They're going to tune in for that.
I see now that I agree with. I think, and you know, but you know what though? The part that sucks is that they would have to rely on that. But we're going to have a little special guest who has some sort of a rant of their own that want to come on.
Uh-oh.
Any guesses?
Oh, are you serious?
It's about that time. He has something to say. He reached out. He said that tonight is also a good night to make his return. It's probably not going to be a regular thing, of course, because he is now a Floridian, working the indie scene in Florida. And he's having trouble with the link. But Hector will be with us shortly if we can get the link.
Yeah, baby.
Barrio Rikers, but he's having issues with the link. Does somebody somebody else try and send it through Instant Messenger over to him because it didn't work for mine? We'll see if we can get him on. But that'll be exciting because he has a lot to say and some things he wants to add in. The Medulla's been very vocal on Twitter as well. So, you know, and he's got some thoughts of his own. But let me ask this then while we're waiting for Hector. Let me ask this. The wild card deal. Let's dive into that. Because there's a lot of mixed reaction on social media. Some people are saying, all right, this is something different. This is going to be kind of cool, depending on how the stories work themselves out. And others are right away, oh, well, then what the fuck was the point of the superstar shakeup and blah, 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 blah. Eric, what do you think? Start with you.
You know what? I'm of the opinion that it's a little bit of both because while, you know, bringing everybody there to me is a great thing. That's not what I'm definitely not complaining about seeing, but it does kind of prove the point that the brand split in general is irrelevant if everybody's always on everybody else's show. What is the point? You know?
So they are limiting it to 4, correct?
I guess. I don't know. It's and again, like, don't get me wrong, because I love seeing everybody, but I just don't see the point in a brand split anymore.
I somewhat see that, but it elevates the 4 stars that you're allowing to bounce back and forth.
Look, it definitely does. And then one of the reasons I went back to the dual brand review is because the single branded pay-per-view wasn't doing as well, you know. And so you're seeing like more of the best, you know, for the dual branded pay-per-views, but it just doesn't seem to serve a purpose anymore, the brand split, to me.
I thought part of Fox's thing, though, was they said didn't brand split when they have the shows on Fox.
The current rumor is they want as many stars as possible on both shows without ending the brand split.
Then there's going to be no
Would be,
having all the belts.
be the best way of doing it.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Again, it's just opinion too. Like my opinion is that I first of all, never liked the brand split ever, and it's even less relevant when everybody shows up everywhere anyway.
Right.
Fair point.
But at the same time, I love seeing everybody.
Yeah. It's a catch-22.
I mean, I just, even like, we had the main event. We saw Kofi versus Daniel Bryan again for the title. And people sat there and said, oh, we just, here we go again. But it was a great match.
It was good ending.
Then I hear people saying there's too much wrestling. It's a fucking wrestling show. Too much wrestling. What, fucking serious? I mean, if anything, there's not enough wrestling, which is part of the problem, because if the stories aren't good enough, you'd rather have more wrestling.
Yeah.
Like we got 15 minutes max of wrestling in just the first hour. That's very little.
And somehow Corbin pinned the Universal Champ.
Which is going to set up his title match for after Money in the Bank.
Which is...
I'll tell you what, it better be between Money in the Bank and SummerSlam.
What?
It better be between Money in the Bank or SummerSlam, because I do not want Corbin SummerSlam.
No. Oh,
yeah.
I think it worked.
There we
Hey,
go.
Finally, I'm on. And I get to hear all the shit you guys are talking about WWE and all the people there, and nobody's doing shit. I'll tell you what, the best thing WWE has going on right now is Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
Why are they not building him to be the next big thing?
Yes.
Bray Wyatt has already shown that he is a champion. He can work a crowd. He is one of the nicest on the microphone since CM Punk has left. He is probably the best behind Paul Heyman.
Preach.
And they are doing stupid vignettes with him, which I love, by the way, but they're stupid. And then on top of that, you got all these little animals and stuffed animals and all this kind of shit, but I love it. My son loves it, which means you're hitting all these demographics. At the same time, you have to build somebody who's going to be the next big thing to go against Seth Rollins or Kofi Kingston. I don't know where he's going to go. But being both of them, being on both brands, I like it. I get to see both of my favorite wrestlers on both shows now. Other than Kofi and other than Seth, they stay on their own shows. But you get to see Roman on both. See all these other guys coming back and forth. Lacey Evans, Becky, I heard Kat saying that she hates it. I love it. I think it's awesome. I think Lacey Evans, one of the hottest girls on the roster right now. She's hot. She's blonde. She can actually wrestle. Gives her any advantages. So don't count her out. She can actually work. And finally,
you know what? I'd love to see it. I don't see. Maybe you see something I don't. I haven't seen the full work yet.
Well, there's the thing. There's a thing called the WWE Network. You can pay $9.99 per month, and you can go on and you can watch a lot or all of her NXT matches.
I saw her in NXT. I thought she was better at NXT than the work she's doing now. I agree with you.
Well, they haven't given her a chance yet. When you see her in the ring at Money in the Bank, you will see what she has to work with.
And
then
honestly,
on Tuesday, I want to hear your reaction to what she did that Sunday night.
I'll tell you
come back
what, I'll eat my words. ¿Tú sabes?
You gonna eat your word out. Listen, girl, don't start getting nasty with me. I'll lock you up.
Listen, I'd be willing to bet that Becky 2 belts is only going to be Becky single belt after Money in the Bank, because I think Lacey Evans is going to leave with that title. I do.
Actually,
I'm gonna vomit.
And I would be okay. I would be okay with that. It would be
I'll
something
predict
different.
this.
It would be, it reminds you of Paige when she first came up, getting, a belt on her first night.
Yeah.
And to see that kind of stuff happen is fun. You bring up a character, you build a character for months and months and months, even if it is little walk-ins and little this and little that and a little talking, and finally one right hook, and that's her thing, right? Now she's got this Big Show-esque right hook. So you build that character, and look what happens. You know what I mean? You cannot bury her at this point. You've built, and now what? You're gonna let Becky just beat her? What did you do that for all those months? Why did you do that?
Listen,
So,
and it doesn't hurt Becky.
I agree. Lacey Evans will win that belt.
And it doesn't hurt Becky.
They've done it too, though, to bury somebody after a build and build and build. Look what happened.
It does not help to bury someone after a build. Why did you waste all that money, time, and fans' energy into bringing her out? Fine, boom. Now you build her up with a right hook. Now you get her in a couple of run-ins and stuff like that. And now, what are you gonna do? Have her get beat for what?
And
for
what I'm saying,
what?
and listen, what I'm saying is too, it doesn't hurt Becky to drop one of the belts because she's still going to have the other one, and I don't think she's going to lose to Charlotte.
See, Becky is good as a chaser, and it's been verified. Like everyone loved this whole chase, this whole lead up, right? That's what built her up. She got beat down. She got tossed around by McMahon. She was told she wasn't going to be in it. Now she's back in it. Then she made her own way back into it. I mean, she did everything on her own. So she's a good chaser, right? She still has one belt. If she loses to Lacey Evans, she still has one belt.
Right.
Minus that one belt, it doesn't do her anything. It does not diminish what she has, especially since Lacey Evans is the heel in this. If she does something underhanded to win the belt, it does not.
Let me throw this out there. What if Becky makes it through Lacey Evans and Charlotte, and you get a cash in?
Ooh. I'll take it. But you're not going to lose two belts. You're not going to lose both belts.
Oh, I'm not saying you're going to lose both.
See that also. I like where your head's at. And I didn't think of that, but because I didn't know who was going to be it. Obviously, it hasn't happened yet. But it also depends on who it is. Because
what if you get a Bailey heel turn? Have her come out. I said a Bailey heel turn.
I would like it.
Real interesting.
I would love that.
I mean, listen, you saw flashes. You saw flashes of heel in Bailey when she had that feud with Sasha Banks.
Yep.
So she can work it. She can do it if she does it right.
Doing her anyway.
And if WWE does it right. Right? You can't have her come out and be Bailey with the fucking what are those things called? Incredible flailing arms.
Inflatable two men.
I didn't hear what you said because I was paying attention to those stupid figurines behind you.
I missed you, bro. I'm so glad you're back tonight.
Oh, jeez.
Shit. Anyway, I love you guys. Listen, I got to get back. I got to go lock some people up. You see my pink shirt? It's a little pop-up over here in SeaWorld, man. I gotta go pet some whales. But listen, I appreciate you guys having me as always, man. I love you guys. Fucking rock with you forever. Tag me a date. Don't forget to go download the app. The app is live. Everybody's on it. Go find somebody to fuck in a wrestling ring. Listen, before I go, Barrio Rikers is making his return. I don't know where, I don't know when, but you can count on that shit. I got the itch. I'm in the gym. I'm working out. I'm getting back to where I need to be. Bottom line is, when I know, you will know. You'll be the first ones to know, and you'll be the first ones to have free tickets wherever the fuck I'm at.
Yes.
Amen.
I love you guys.
Love you, bro.
Have a good night.
See you guys soon, man. Thanks for having me.
Anytime.
Thanks for coming.
Big Tech Barrio Rikers makes his short-lived return, but that's all you need. Just a little pop-in.
Little taste, you know?
Little taste.
Shut out by the dude. I'm happy.
Yeah. But
he's gonna come on that night now and tell me to eat my words.
Listen, I actually enjoyed this one because Hector and I usually don't see eye to eye on a lot of things, and it looked like in this one we kind of did. So
You know what? I have a point about one thing though. What he said, he was talking about the build up for Lacey Evans and everything with all that and her making it and everything, and you can't have her drop to Becky Lynch or whatever like that. Is Lacey Evans in a category of Ronda Rousey that she actually defeated Ronda Rousey?
no, I don't think it's that. I do see what Heck's saying. It's you invested all this time and effort to build her up. How do you have her first time out come out and lose?
How many matches did Lana have against Naomi and her debut match? They did it.
But now I would not put Lana and Lacey Evans in the same category.
No, I'm not even categorizing them as the same caliber. I will put Lacey Evans above Lana. But what I'm just saying is they've done build up and build up on build up, and a lot of female superstars over the years. And some of them, and then they win the money, and then they get to put a baseline. I mean, look, even like with Bray Wyatt or whatever. How much money did they invest in him over the years? And he's held for how long?
Yeah, well, listen, the money that they're investing in him right now. I mean, apparently, from what I understand, they have real movie producers and shit writing and producing these vignettes of his. So.
Good. They should be doing that for him.
Yeah. But, I mean, listen, I see what you're saying. Excuse me. I see what you're saying. I don't know. I think the only logical answer would be from everything that I've been hearing, so it makes sense, is that Vince is very high on Lacey Evans, and that's your answer. He's high on her, and he's going to push her.
High on the Bellas. Guess what?
Yeah, and look at Nikki Bella. She was one of the longest reigning champions.
That's John. That's courtesy of John. That ain't courtesy of anything she could do in the ring.
Listen, regardless of the reason, it still is what it is.
I'll give you a perfect example. Nikki comes back at SummerSlam with Brie. They're all in love with Ronda Rousey, and they're cheering her and everything. Then they turn heel on her. They did a build-up and invested how long on her for Evolution for her to come back with their Bella Nation flag, waving it around the ring for her to fucking lose. They invest money in female superstars to make them be big, and then they take it down all the time.
All right, so you found one instance. The majority, it's the exception to the rule. It's the majority of the time.
Well, Steve, would you agree that it's almost like?
Go ahead, Eric. What?
Would you think that it's almost, with the case of, like if you say, you did, invest all this time in Lacey and then only for her to lose. So it's almost as if they kind of built themselves, into a corner. Painted themselves into a corner.
I think they pin themselves into a corner if they feel that they made a mistake. And I don't think they feel that they've made a mistake right now. I think at the end of the day, they're very happy with, I mean, listen, I enjoyed the brawl that they had on Monday. I thought it looked legit. It looked great. And I don't know. Lacey, I don't know. I see a lot of talent in her. I don't think she's, she sure as fuck ain't Eva Marie or,
Well, no, yeah, that's for sure.
Even Lana. I mean,
The difference, okay, here's the difference between Lacey Evans and Eva Marie. Lacey Evans at least actually cares about the business, and she works. And that I can fucking respect. Eva Marie, let's be honest, she told us basically right at the start that she was using WWE for her stardom, Yeah. That's why she's able to charge $50 for a fucking WrestleCon, which is ridiculous. But believe me, people were at her table.
Oh, I don't doubt it. Listen, she's beautiful, so a lot of the guys are gonna want to get a picture with her.
But, and you can't teach that. Remember.
How you doing? I don't know. I see a lot of positives coming. I think we just have to all give it a chance to unfold. I like what they're doing with Sami Zayn right now. What?
Sami Zayn's awesome what they're doing with him.
He's so great as a heel and antagonizing the crowd and doing phenomenal. And it looks like his next feud now is going to be with Braun, assuming he didn't die from the trash compactor. But
before he got off, I was going to say with Bayley, you could essentially do a female version of Sami Zayn with her keeping all her face tendencies, but doing it to take it up a notch and add some sarcasm to it.
Man, I kind of wanted a Sami Zayn, Daniel Bryan moment where they're both bitching about something together. I think that would be funny.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Weren't they in the Mix Max challenge? No, that was Zayn and Becky. I was thinking of.
But again, like from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, I called 911, so I didn't care about anything else besides that.
I don't know. I enjoyed the first hour. For me, anytime Vince McMahon comes out, I'm happy. I do enjoy watching him on TV, and that was a big majority of the first hour. And I was totally okay with it. And then, Miz stalking Shane McMahon's door. And, I just, to me, I didn't mind it. I really didn't. I actually didn't think Raw was that bad. And listen, I get it. I'm in the minority because the ratings have been down. I don't know what the ratings did Monday, but I'm assuming they didn't really go anywhere.
I actually have that in front of me.
I had a feeling that's kind of was my setup. I figured you did.
A lot of times
They
now,
were up by 0.07.
It went up?
Yeah, they went up.
There you go.
But we're still going to send a chart to the group here in a second.
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, the ratings are not where they wanted to be, and they have to make some moves because they're going to lose this Fox deal if they don't. And, they don't want that to happen. The question is, what can they do? They hired a new writer. Hopefully this person will be able to make the difference. It just sucks because every time you turn around, it's like, all right, everyone's excited. The Hardys are back together. They win the tag titles. Up now, Jeff is out 8 months, has to get surgery. Now, what the fuck are you going to do with Matt? So it's like, things happen. It's the business, but it's frustrating.
Now, I'm actually handing the tag titles to someone tonight because the message was kind of cryptic what he posted.
Well, it was meant to be cryptic. It's either going to be that Shane's going to hand them out to somebody or they're going to do some kind of tournament tonight probably, and the winner will take the titles. I've also heard rumors that they're going to give Shane McMahon a title, so they might just have him and Elias be the tag titles.
Oh,
right,
God.
yeah, I did hear that today.
Yeah, I've been hearing that too.
Awarded to himself and a partner or something.
Just to make Shane and Elias the tag team champions. Interesting.
Well, listen, it'll get heat.
Oh, absolutely.
So it'll get a reaction. And, listen, as we always say, any reaction is a good reaction. You want to get heat and, this and that. So, and listen, I love Shane and I love him more as a heel. So I'm okay, with him being a champion as long as it's not the world champion. Although
real tag teams as champions.
Yeah, well, listen, it looks like the War Raiders are going to be your next tag champions on Raw. They already defeated the champions, so they got to be number one contenders. And on the raid that they've been on, so you're going to have a fucking beast of a tag team running the Raw.
I'm perfectly okay with too.
So does that beg the question?
I said that I'm perfectly okay with.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And does that then beg the question, will the War Raiders most likely be losing their NXT tag team titles very soon? Probably at TakeOver, I would assume.
I mean, unless they're going to do double duty and keep,
they took care of that at the tapings.
What do you mean?
Don't say anything because I haven't read them yet.
No, that's why I said they took care of it.
Well, yeah, but if they take care of it, now you're just basically putting out a spoiler because taking care of it would mean that they dropped the title.
Well, they could be pulling double duty. I didn't say what they did.
Okay.
To PM it to me because I want the spoiler.
Just remember, anyone who gets angry that listens about the spoiler, it was the intern.
That's why I said just PM it directly to me. Shh, I'll keep a secret.
I didn't say anything about what they were going to do because it's not.
Did you just say bullshit, Justin? Justin yells
but
bullshit.
Here's the difference, though. Saying, spoilers about TakeOver is different than saying spoilers about, like, Endgame, for instance, right? If we're being real here.
I think I'd be punched through the screen.
I mean, has anyone not seen Endgame by now?
I haven't.
Oh, you need to do yourself a favor. You can't even watch the Spider-Man trailer because there's a huge spoiler in there.
I saw
The
that
Russo
already.
brothers said we're in the clear, so we're good.
I kind of saw the Spider-Man trailer already.
Oh, well then something huge and we got spoiled for you. That's horrible.
No, Autumn freaking spoiled it for me anyway. Didn't even see it yet, but she basically decided to tell me everything.
Hey, I don't want it quick. Snape kills Dumbledore.
You know what pisses me off? You know what movie got spoiled for me? The Sixth Sense.
How did the
How much bullshit is that?
That's an awful movie to be spoiled. Not gonna lie, that's a bad one. The whole movie is the twist.
Right.
That sucks.
I probably could have figured it out just by watching the first of it anyway, but still. Like, you ever see Kat, remember in the film classes we had to watch Citizen Kane?
Yes.
That is one of the most boring, overrated movies I've ever seen in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I know it's a classic, and there's, there was a on Family Guy. Peter's like, Rosebud's there. I saved you 2 long, boobless hours.
Yeah. I
See, I
that.
still love that movie. I still love that movie from that class.
I can't stand that movie. I
love it.
Boring as fuck to me.
I can watch any movie from that class.
So I have a question. How did we feel about the revival segment?
Awful.
I got to be honest. I am very torn because on one side, it's like, all right, you guys are totally shitting on the revival because they're not re-signing or they haven't re-signed yet and you're bitter. And you want to – the other side of me says it was fucking hilarious.
That was classic.
It was very, very funny. And they sold it well. I mean, rolling around and all that and rubbing their ass on the ring. It was hilarious.
You can really, in a way, obviously they're different type of wrestlers, but you can relate it to, you can see, Edge and Christian doing that same thing.
Oh, totally.
With Christian and Jericho where they had their clothes stolen and they're on the ramp with the towels.
Yeah, and ass cream and all that,
But I thought it was a very funny segment. It's just a shame because the revival's so goddamn talented. And it's almost like a wasted segment, but the other side is it was really funny.
Are the Usos now becoming basically pranksters at this point? Is that what their new gimmick is?
It appears to be that way. I don't know. I don't know why you're even doing anything to their gimmick because their gimmick is great right now, and they shouldn't touch. Don't try and fix something that's not broken. You know what I mean?
Welcome to Jackass.
What?
They've earned the right to be the pranksters or whatever if they want to be. They've been there a long ass time.
But let's get to that Bray Wyatt thing because I need to acknowledge that one of those puppets straight up got murdered.
And Bray was totally okay with it.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
I love that. If you want to maul someone to death, it's just expressing yourself.
Now I'm really getting into it because they're going very dark. But again, I say, and no pun intended, what's the end game here? What is leading to?
Does Eric keep cutting out to everyone else, or is it my feed?
He did cut out there.
I did. No, I heard it too. I did cut out.
You keep cutting out. It's like every other word. For some reason, you keep cutting out. But I hear what you're saying. It's
out.
He's getting very sadistic, and it's so subtle, but he's so good. It just works. It's creepy, but it's entertaining, and it's. I wonder how it's going to translate onto television.
They went all Children of the Corn. Did you see the faces on those kids? Oh my god!
Yeah, they looked like they were having so much fun.
Yeah, they looked brainwashed.
Watching Baron Corbin.
I'll tell you what, Autumn would have killed to have been that kid, one of those kids.
Oh well, yeah.
She would have.
And again, and with this kind of gimmick, only Bray Wyatt can if anyone can make this something, it's Bray Wyatt. You know,
100%. There is nobody else on that
Good he is.
roster that could do this. It had to be Bray.
That's how
Agreed.
good he is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like we could talk about like look at Goldust. People have to, you know, I mean, yeah, that gimmick was awesome, but we have to give credit where credit is due. Dustin really gave his all to that gimmick, and he really, you know what I mean? Like,
You could say
just have anyone Goldust.
all in.
Bump.
Ba-dum-bum.
I'm happy for them.
Now
That
he's
they're finally getting their match. And
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Did you see the promo that he did
Eric,
about
you
his
keep
brother?
going.
Damn it,
The promo that
Both their promos were great.
that Cody did.
Yeah, about killing the Attitude Era.
Yeah. Well, AEW now they officially announced that that's going to be a pay-per-view too,
Yeah.
which that'll be huge.
And how about Jericho headlining that in the IGWP?
IWGP.
There we go.
So he's getting the main title shot. Huh?
At 48. How many people have done that?
Jericho's amazing. He keeps reinventing himself.
Jericho's incredible. He really is one of the best ever in the business.
Absolutely.
I was going to say, he's really putting his name in the GOAT category.
Oh, 100%.
And speaking of reinventing, I don't know, like we mentioned Matt Hardy earlier with Jeff going out on the injury. You know, there's many things they can do. I heard a rumor about them using Matt as like, remember his big money Matt gimmick in TNA before he was broken? When he was the heel and the champion, like.
Yeah, I remember Big Money Matt.
About that.
I remember that. I'm okay with that because he's kind of been breaking out all the gimmicks. So why not bring that one out?
I really want to see what they were going with that one promo video where at the end he was trying to hint at a new gimmick.
As long
Does
as
anyone remember that?
one, I'm okay.
They've been dressing like classic Hardy Boys lately too.
Yeah.
And then I'll tell you what, I would love like one full week where Matt is version 1, just for one night or something.
You just want Matt facts.
Yeah, I love the Matt facts.
I love that gimmick.
You like version 1?
Version 1 was awesome.
Oh,
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Matt doesn't like mustard.
Matt always got more Halloween candy than Jeff did.
Those are great.
Halloween.
Did we talk about what's his name, Lilo Rush at all?
No.
What is the deal? What's going on there?
I've heard that he's gone. That he
Did he rub people the wrong way backstage or something?
I know is Reeby's tweet was something else.
There apparently, from everything I've been hearing, is that there's certain etiquette in the locker room that you're supposed to have, especially as a newcomer into the locker room. And there's certain jobs, certain things that you're expected to do as kind of like almost like an initiation. For example, make sure that the locker room is stocked with waters so that, at the end of a match, they're fully stocked with waters, or, that when you're back at the hotel, whatever lounge area you guys have, that is fully stocked with snacks and waters for everyone to socialize. It's just part of the tradition, and it's just kind of known that these are things that are supposed to take place. And he just blatantly basically says, fuck you, like I don't need to do that shit, kind of attitude. And then there was some kind of issue with Finn Balor. I don't really know the details, but I know they had kind of an issue. And everything I've
been looking out for him, and he gave Finn shit over trying to look out for his interest.
So everything I've been hearing is pretty much that Leo's out. And if you notice, they've kind of started to change Bobby Lashley's gimmick, and they have not said a word about the fact that Lio Rush is no longer with him. So,
because what's his name? Mark Henry did a podcast or something last week.
Busted Open.
Yeah, and he said something along the lines if they tell you to drive Bobby Lashley, you drive Bobby Lashley. You don't tell them no. So apparently that had something to do with it also, that he's supposed to be, if he's in the car, he's supposed to be driving the car. And Mark Henry tried talking to him about it, like you said, you need to follow the rules back here if you want to get along with
I'll
everyone
be respectful.
touching it.
And remember, he was already on thin ice for tweeting when Emma got fired.
Yep.
Remember that?
Yep.
I don't remember that. What did he
He was
say?
already on thin ice for that.
Oh yeah, he went on a whole Twitter. He posted a whole bunch of stuff about when Emma got fired or whatever. Like that's what you get and shit and everything like that.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't
Hang on,
remember that.
I can find
Remember,
it.
this is about Emma's second firing, not the first one where she was back in a few weeks after she what did she steal something like an
She shoplifted or something. Yeah.
Yeah. But that was part of it. So I'm not exactly surprised with the Leo Rush situation, if that's the case.
I don't
Honestly,
really give a shit, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, will I miss him? Not really.
No, I found him to be annoying as fuck. And I mean, listen, he was talented, but I'm not going to miss him. Like, I'm not going to lose sleep over Leo Rush not being around.
He'll find work.
He will.
You know?
I mean, he was great at getting heat, but
where he'll find work, but he's got to find a place where maybe that's not,
Yeah, the tweet was, I guess these are things that happen when you're not truly ready for Asuka.
yeah, I remember that.
Is what he tweeted after she got fired. And then he got retweets from everybody in the WWE after that. Rosa Mendez, X-Pac, sad to see this from you. Bray Wyatt, you ain't gonna make it here with the Wolves kid.
Oh, so they even attacked him on Twitter.
Yeah, Peyton Royce, wow kid, didn't you just get here? Professionalism goes a long way.
Wow. See, I didn't know all that.
Tessa Blanchard wrote, you're tacky.
Oh, can we just talk about, I don't know if you've seen it. Did you guys see the Tessa Blanchard, Gail Kim match?
No. I mean, I know they had one, but I didn't watch the match. I don't watch TNA.
It was just, because I think it was like Gail's final, like coming out of retirement thing, and then really, passed the ball to Tessa. And there was a nice moment between Tessa and Tully backstage after the match.
Oh, yeah?
Very cool. And Gail gave her so much respect, too. Like, not just Tessa and Gail, but Gail gave it back to her. So.
But listen, Tessa's very talented, but apparently she blew it with WWE, and I don't know, as long as Ricochet's there, I don't know, and as long as Ricochet's becoming a top guy, I don't know that they would bring her in, because the whole issue was with, because he used to date her, and they broke up, and they had a big fight, I think, at a show or something. It was like a whole
that was
thing.
the Performance Center, if I remember the story correct.
Yeah, it might have been that. And yeah, so it just.
So was it a similar situation to the Drew McIntyre, Taryn Terrell thing?
Well, I don't think so, because with that situation, there was physical abuse involved, allegedly.
Right.
And let me be clear, allegedly. But I didn't hear anything like that with them. They broke up, and then I think he started dating somebody else, and
he's dating Casey Catanzaro.
There you go. And she wasn't happy that he moved on, if I got the story right. And listen, shit happens,
Yeah.
But and I think this is something that WWE can move past, because she is that talented. And listen, she's a Blanchard. But at the same time, I would think that they would want to make sure that Ricochet is comfortable with that decision. Not that he should have any pull, but he is becoming a top guy right now, and maybe he should have a little say, or at least you keep them on separate brands, if you're still having a brand split.
Right.
I also like these vignettes they've been doing with Aleister Black.
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah, well, those are the ones he used to do all the time in NXT. So, yeah, I agree. I like those vignettes, too. It's a nice touch bringing those back. Kevin Owens. It didn't take very long.
No.
No, it didn't.
I'm kind of disappointed. I think they should have let that go a little longer. I was enjoying a face New Day Kevin Owens. I think
The Big O.
I think that could have been drawn out a few more weeks. I like the way it happened because it did kind of come out of nowhere, especially after he helped him clear the ring. You know, but I would have liked to see that go on a little longer.
I agree with that, and while at the same time I like it and it went down great. Only issue, not an issue, but the potential issue I see is that worries me that they're not going to give Kofi a run like at all, and they're going to give it to Owens very soon, and they're not going to draw it out till like just a little bit. But other than that, you know, it's classic, it's vintage Kevin Owens, and
I mean, listen, don't get me wrong, he's better in that position. He's better as the heel and the aggressor, kind of, you know. But he did it well. Like, it was kind of cool to see the other side of him. And you know, the original plan was that they were going to do a character change for him. You know, if you remember those few vignettes they did prior to him coming back, which is totally different than what we got, and they turned on it because they needed a top heel because they needed another top heel.
It would have been fun if they held out on the heel turn till Big E came back.
But what it does say,
catalyst.
But what it does say is that if any, maybe a testing of the waters for a future babyface run in Kevin, because Kevin Owens is still young. He's got a lot of years left.
Well, as long as he stays healthy.
Yeah.
Right, but I'm sure he's going to be a babyface again at least once before he's done.
Oh, I'm sure. Absolutely.
Guys, I don't mean to be rude, but I have to bow out because I have to go pick Odom up at a talent show rehearsal in like 5 minutes.
Have a good night.
All right.
Have a good one.
Talk
Good
to you
to
guys.
have you back.
Thanks. I'll see you guys soon.
Wow.
But yeah.
Today was a big show. Return of Heck.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Today was a good new day.
It's a new day. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Unfortunately, Amanda didn't seem to be able to get on, and Vinnie Mac unfortunately couldn't come on. But you know, next week is another week because we'll be back as we are every Tuesday live.
And one of these days, we're gonna have the six of us back together.
Once the planets align, we will get everybody.
Yeah.
Eventually, it will happen.
The convergence will take place.
Oh, and I know one question that came to Twitter was from a regular VSW, and his question was our thoughts on the the Vince McMahon announcement of the whatever the fuck they're calling it,
The wild card.
The wild card, yeah. So we did cover that and answer it, and I thank you again for participating. If you did send anything to the email, that's Kat's department, but as you heard, she had to run, so if there are any in there, we will cover them next week. And, of course, you'll be able to earn your shot at a free entry into the WrestleRumble Money in the Bank Pickem contest. Anything that was sent to Amanda, she'll have saved, so we can address those next week as well. SmackDown tonight, little preview. I think we covered Shane McMahon's going to announce who the new tag team champions are. What else is going to happen, Ryan? You any idea?
Yeah, I have that on the run sheet, actually. Pulling that up.
The intern always prepared.
Yep. We got Owens responding to Kofi's attack. Bayley, Ember Moon, and Carmella versus Charlotte, Mandy Rose, and Sonya Deville. And Ali versus Andrade.
That could potentially be match of the night right there.
Oh, and you know what? That reminds me. The men in this, you know, with the exception of maybe Baron Corbin, the men in this Money in the Bank, holy shit, this is going to be amazing.
Yes. And just think about just think about what. I mean, there's going to have to be at least one ridiculous, insane Ricochet spot in that match. I can only imagine what it's going to be. But if you think about the craziest fucking thing we've ever seen Jeff Hardy do, I have a feeling it ain't going to be nothing compared to what this kid's going to pull out at Money in the Bank. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun to watch. Ricochet is one of a kind, man. I mean, he really can fly. He's
I wonder
unreal.
if Ricochet will kind of like overtake Kofi's kind of place in being that guy in the Rumble or the Money in the Bank kind of matches, you know?
Oh, where he saves himself from getting eliminated, you know, and does something
or just
cool.
doing amazing things. Like, you know, Shelton Benjamin was once in that spot. Hell, John Morrison, remember he did all with the ladder.
That's right.
And he did that parkour stuff, and he got himself almost eliminated and jumped back to the ring. That was, I mean, shit. And then they're doing it with the women too. Like Naomi had her little thing, and then Casey Catanzaro, she's got so much. She's from American Ninja Warrior, so she does. I love how they integrated that into her gimmick too.
Yeah,
like a little spider monkey out there. And the next NXT, the next takeover, I don't know what's going to happen because I didn't read anything, but I love that they're just simply calling it Takeover 25, and they're using the old school Roman numerals. I just there's a lot of history with that, and
yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's gonna be awesome.
That is very cool. That's a good call. All right. Well, listen, it's top of the hour. We got SmackDown Live. That's going to be live shortly. Thank you for tuning in, as you always do every week. Tell your friends. Go to our YouTube page. Ring the bell. Subscribe. That way you're notified every time we go live, which is every Tuesday, 7 p.m. We just shoot the shit and talk wrestling. Why not? Check it out. Brought to you by tagmeadate.com. Wrestling dating site. Wrestling dating site. Doesn't even have to be for dating. Just find somebody else that shares your passion for wrestling.
absolutely.
Download the app. It's free. Go to the Apple Store, Google Play, download them, find people, search location, search like me, search for somebody that likes AJ Styles. You're going to get hundreds of hits.
Network and chill, baby. Network and chill.
Huh?
Network and chill, baby.
Network and chill. App and chill. Everything
Yes.
wrestling and chill. If you're a fan of AEW and you're getting excited for Double or Nothing, I bet you're going to find others on the app. So download it. It's completely free. Why the hell not? Anyway, we will see you next week. Thanks again for tuning in live. And hopefully we're going to have the entire crew with you. But I think it's time that we get ready for SmackDown Live. And we thank you all again for tuning in. We will be back next week live, as always, Tuesday, 7 p.m.